Hey everybody! What follows is the complete supercut of my Wilco album reviews from 1995's AM to 2023's Cousin, It's All Here. I was first introduced to Wilco when my high school anatomy teacher brought Being There to school in 97 or 98, and I couldn't really figure out what it was. Not country music, but kinda? I got into them myself 5 years later when Yankee Hotel Foxtrot happened, which was a pretty amazing period. Wilco is the optimistic roots rock Radiohead, I guess. I've spent a lot of time with their music, and that feels like a good frame of reference, but in all reality, each album speaks for itself. Also, the current iteration of Wilco is a great live band. So good that I don't think they've made a studio album that truly lives up to what they're capable of. But that's setting the bar very high. Alright, without further ado, here are my reviews. I hope I'm not misunderstood, but if I am, you can let me know in the comments below. 1 Minute Review AM by Wilco. Wilco's debut doesn't get the credit it deserves. It's just so different from the rest of their albums, a very straightforward alternative rock record from the mid-90s. But dang, the songs are so good. All things considered, it's one fantastic hybrid of power pop and alt country, two genres that go together like PB and chocolate. Amazing to say that after all these years, this one is still growing on me. Highlights: I Must Be High, Casino Queen, Box Full of Letters, Pick Up the Change, -7. I give it a B+. 1 Minute Review, Being There by Wilco. I'd say Being There exploded the notions of what alt country could be, fully embracing studio experimentalism and landing in something absolutely magical, the essence of the Midwest. The songs are so warm, like 1,000 sleepy Saturday mornings strung together into one long and lazy high school hangout. There's something childlike here, totally innocent, ready for the road trip, with no destination in mind, just the horizon. I love this record so much. Highlights for me: Misunderstood, Far, Far Away, What's the World Got in Store, Sunken Treasure, basically all of them. I give this record a big old A+. Thank you, Jeff Tweedy & Co. for giving us Being There. 1 Minute Review, Mermaid Avenue by Billy Bragg and Wilco. Come to think of it, California Stars may have been the first Wilco track that I really fell hard for. Isn't it just the breeziest? Of course, that was the age of Napster, and so it took me a while to realize it was off of Mermaid Avenue, which wasn't simply a Wilco record, but a collab with Billy Bragg. The tracks that feature Tweedy's vocals are all pretty great, and Bragg's contributions do feel continuous with Wilco's, as does Natalie Merchant's Birds and Ships, to make this, I suppose, what it was supposed to be: a Woody Guthrie record filtered through the sensibilities of his musical progeny. As for Wilco's career, I think Mermaid Avenue further expanded their stylistic palette, as this one feels rootsier than anything they had done before, especially Hesitating Beauty and At My Window Sad and Lonely. But it's the eternal Americana of California Stars that steals the show here, and reminds us of the importance of Mermaid Avenue in Wilco's career. I give it an A. 1 Minute Review, Summerteeth by Wilco. About Summerteeth, drummer Ken Coomer said it was the sound of Tweedy and Bennett losing their minds in the studio, and I can totally see that. Summerteeth is all liftoff, but not all of it lands. Still, when it does, it leaves a mark. A Shot in the Arm and I'm Always in Love are nuclear power pop. Via Chicago is the template for LP4, and the rest of the songs are all pretty solid. But all at once, it can be a bit like chugging a bottle of syrup. Still, despite that lack of balance, Summerteeth is something magnificent, and I have nothing but admiration for what Bennett and Tweedy aim to accomplish here. Highlights for me: A Shot in the Arm, I'm Always in Love, Summerteeth, Via Chicago, When You Wake Up Feeling Old. I give Summerteeth an A-. 1 Minute Review, Mermaid Avenue Volume 2 by Billy Bragg and Wilco. Heavier on Bragg's vocals, but the pure Wilco moments are all pretty great. Was it worth a Volume 2? I guess the Suits thought so, but I wonder if the artist couldn't have just gone ahead with the box set, which was eventually released in 2012. As far as Wilco's contributions go, there are 3 great ones and a handful of forgettable ones. The 3 greats are Airline to Heaven, the most Uncle Tupelo-esque track Tweedy has recorded in Wilco, Secret of the Sea, a great power pop cut, and Remember the Mountain Bed, which feels really pleasant. I give Mermaid Avenue Volume 2 a B. 1 Minute Review, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot by Wilco. Wilco gave America a warm and optimistic OK Computer right in time for 9/11, saying goodbye to their past and hello to whatever their future might hold. Yankee is a total classic and one of the great turning points in any band's catalog. It's diverse, idiosyncratic, memorable, warm like a row house in the Chicago winter, catchy as heck, and full of great songs. Crazy that one record can contain diverse gems like I Am Trying to Break Your Heart, War on War, Ashes of American Flags, and Jesus, etc. It would take Tweedy a few more years to assemble the crack live outfit that is Wilco 2.0, but it all began here, and to this day, Wilco's fourth LP stands as strangely monumental as the Marina Towers that grace its cover. I've got reservations about so many things, but not about Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. It gets an A+ from me. 1 Minute Review, A Ghost is Born by Wilco. A Ghost is Born was and still is a disappointing album to me. Not that it's bad, but given 1, the greatness of Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, and 2, the fact that Wilco as a band really came into their own just after this, Ghost feels like it could and should have been so much more. Case in point, Handshake Drugs here pales in comparison to both the More Like the Moon and Kicking Television versions. Furthermore, while the audio quality is high, the production feels flat to me. The live versions on Kicking Television really show what Tweedy was aiming for. It's a shame he didn't yet have Wilco 2.0 assembled when he recorded Ghost. It might have been as classic as Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. Highlights for me are Spider's Kid Smoke, Muzzle of Bees, Wishful Thinking, and Company in My Back. A Ghost is Born gets a B from me. 1 Minute Review, Sky Blue Sky by Wilco. Given that Sky Blue Sky is the first full length to feature the crack live outfit that is Wilco 2.0, it comes off as a bit of a disappointment. While Impossible Germany is an all-time great track for Wilco, the rest of the record seems to suffer from a lack of ambition, though there's no denying that it's totally gorgeous sonically. After 4 records that featured a good bit of studio experimentalism, I guess I can understand why Tweedy would want to do less of that. But the understated nature of Sky Blue Sky simply leaves me wanting a whole lot more. Highlights are You Are My Face, Impossible Germany, Leave Me Like You Found Me. Sky Blue Sky gets a B from me. 1 Minute Review, Wilco the Album by Wilco. I wasn't a big fan of this album when it first came out. I had a long hangover from Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. But as I listen to it now, it feels like Wilco 2.0's AM. A collection of great tunes that won't knock your socks off, but manages to stay very consistent and listenable, and steadily grows on you with every spin. A lot of it is just very lovely and pleasant and familiar, like a visit with an old friend. Somehow that totally fits with the Wilco aesthetic. And a sincere nod to the Camel's Humps, which says so much. Highlights include Wilco the Song, Deeper Down, Bull Black Nova, You and I, and You Never Know. I give it a B+. 1 Minute Review, The Whole Love by Wilco. Probably the best Wilco 2.0 studio album to date, it's the first and last tracks that most impress. Art of Almost finds them as experimental as their classic LPs, while One Sunday Morning is just a transcendent and beautiful extended folk jam, one of Wilco's greatest moments, one of the best album closers I've ever heard. A lot of other very solid tunes sprinkled throughout, and the band sounds great, especially the rhythm section. A really enjoyable record, another that tends to grow in my estimation with each listen. Highlights include Art of Almost, I Might, Born Alone, Dawned on Me, and One Sunday Morning. I give it an A-. 1 Minute Review, Star Wars by Wilco. I feel like this is the album where Tweedy just said, screw it, I am who I am. The cover is epic, and the music is, well, pretty okay, but nothing to write home about. Overall, to me, Tweedy seems a little bored, and the songs just sort of blend together. Nothing feels particularly inspired, nothing hits unforgettable, nothing even seems particularly interesting. Which leaves us Tweedy's melodies and a band that feels underused. I heard they recorded this one remotely. I'm not sure if that's true, but that seems to fit with what I hear. Highlights include More, Random Name Generator, and Your Satellite. I give it a B-. 1 Minute Review, Schmilco by Wilco. I hear Schmilco was recorded at the same time as Star Wars, which makes sense as it feels like that album's low-key companion. I like Schmilco better. It's more tuneful, even if Tweedy still sounds kind of bored with the whole indie rock Americana all-star thing. I don't know. I guess I just don't have much else to say about this record. One thing I will say, though, I do love that cover. Dad rock. I see you, Jeff Tweedy. Highlights include If I Ever Was a Child, Someone to Lose, and We Aren't the World. I give Schmilco a B. 1 Minute Review, Ode to Joy by Wilco. Help me out here, interwebs. It's Wilco, so I want to appreciate it, but it doesn't make me feel a whole lot. Certainly not joy. Things seem to be getting sleepy in Wilcoville. Nothing particularly lively or even sonically arresting here, with the exception of Love is Everywhere, Beware. Ode to Joy leaves me feeling about as blank as the album cover. I give it a C. What say you? 1 Minute Review, Cruel Country by Wilco. First half is cruel, second half is country. Love the concept of a return to their alt-country roots, and there are flashes of brilliance, but the truth is, this should have been much shorter and much jammier. Can't help but feel like a late career double album was a great concept that turned into a massive missed opportunity. I feel like we're having to try too hard to find what's interesting in Wilco's albums these days. Highlights are Tired of Taking It Out on You, Many Worlds, and A Lifetime to Find. I give Cruel Country a C+. 1 Minute Review, Cousin by Wilco. Wilco's latest dives deep into the increasingly quiet and delicate sounds that they've been pursuing for what seems like the better part of the last decade. The songs are nice enough, but for me it all feels very solo Tweedy. And as such, it's pretty good. But when I think of Wilco, I think of that amazing live band, and I can't help but think that albums like this reflect opportunities lost. Tweedy seems all restraint, when this band should be going for broke, at least on a few of the songs on each album. The sad thing for me is that I don't think he's ever really done that with this version of Wilco, except on The Whole Love, maybe. I just wish Tweedy would let go of the pristine production for a bit and unleash this band. I hate to say it, but Cousin just makes me miss that early Wilco sound even more. Still, like I said, it ain't bad, so Cousin gets a B from me. Hopefully it's a grower. Highlights are Evicted, Soldier Child, and Meant to Be.